You had a week. You lost the Senate on tariffs, 51 to 47. Your own guys crossed the line. Why? Because strong isn't taxing milk at the register and calling it tough. That's math, not machismo. Do the job. Then you go to court over food. Snap. Families counting days on a card. You fought a judge who said, pay up now. The Supreme Court tossed you a temporary lifeline, so chaos wins the weekend.
Cannot let up on him because he is not going to leave the White House. He does not want to leave the White House. He will not leave the White House. Anybody thinks he'll do this, he'll do that, is just deluding themselves. The Republicans, most of all, because they know, but they're going along with it. It's a classic bully situation.
Campaign on this idea of America first. He said he will make peace. We will stay out of foreign wars. We will let everyone else worry about themselves. We won't get involved. But also, he lies a lot. So who the hell knows what he's going to do? Trump gave Iran what he called the ultimate ultimatum, which is kind of like the final finale, but scarier. He enjoys making threats, and he loves attaching them to timelines.
Two Hollywood legends just tag-teamed to expose Donald Trump's darkest secrets on live television, and what they revealed was so devastating that Trump went into complete meltdown mode. When Jimmy Kimmel and Robert De Niro joined forces, they didn't just roast Trump. They exposed the criminal truth about America's first convicted felon president. Picture this scene.
The Senate had to work a Sunday and jam through a deal to end your record breaker, 60 to 40. Government on for now, and the House staring at the clock. That's not leadership, that's cleanup. Reuters. And while New Yorkers are figuring rent and bus passes, you're playing tough guy with Manhattan, threatening bare minimum if voters pick Mamdani cute line. Not the law.
Protest over the weekend, the No Kings protests.
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
Robert De Niro, one of the greatest actors of all time, sits across from Jimmy Kimmel and drops a truth bomb so explosive that the censors can't even keep up. He's so fucking stupid, De Niro says about Trump. Look at the lame things that he said. He's so stupid, he can't even say anything clever. He's a fucking moron. But this wasn't just name-calling. This was the beginning of the most brutal exposure of Donald Trump ever aired on television. And when these two legends were done, Trump was left exposed as the criminal, corrupt, pathetic wannabe dictator he really is.
Trump thinks this is his house, which it is. When you stay at an Airbnb, you're not allowed to blow out a wall. He's not even a renter. He's a guest in the... He thinks he's OJ. He's actually Kato Kalin.
Cities run on statutes, not posts. You want law and order? Start with the law. Meanwhile, the red carpet for Orban financial shield, carve-outs, smiles for a strongman while you squeeze home with tariffs and shut down theater. That's a look, not a good one.
Let's start with the moment that broke the internet. Jimmy Kimmel read Trump's pathetic social media attacks where he called De Niro a low IQ individual with greatly diminished acting talents. De Niro's response, pure, unfiltered truth that left the audience gasping. He's so fucking stupid, De Niro repeated, his voice filled with genuine disgust.
Mr. President, besides San Francisco...
By the way, I'm not a king. I'm not a king. I work my off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all.
Donald Trump clearly hated the No Kings protest.
We need much more of it going forward, because that's the only thing that the politicians are going to recognize. They either face the wrath of Trump or the wrath of the people. And they have to be more afraid of the wrath of the people and realize this is not good. I better strap on my balls and do something about it. We can't let up.
But then he went deeper, comparing Trump to corrupt televangelists, Jim and Tammy Faye Bakker, calling him frightening and dangerous. And here's the kicker. De Niro called out every spineless Republican enabling this criminal. Shame on those Republicans that don't have the nerve, the balls to go after Trump. What do they tell their kids? What do they tell their grandkids? He's an outright criminal, and they're still buying it. Think about that.
I have a message directly from the president, and I quote, "Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks."
2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks. Always 2 weeks. For a guy whose catchphrase was "you're fired," no one has ever given more 2 weeks' notice than Donald J. Trump.
Actually wants to end the war.
I can't tell you that, but I'll let you know in about 2 weeks.
Have you made any determination on kind of what those tariff rates may look like and the timing of those tariffs?
I'll announce it over the next 2 weeks.
They want a piece of our market. So we can just sit down, and I'll do this at some point over the next 2 weeks.
At some point in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm going to be setting the deal.
We're going to call it the gold card, and we're going to start selling, hopefully, in about 2 weeks. For $5 million, this could be yours. It'll be out in about less than 2 weeks.
Keep saying 2 weeks about President Putin. What is 2 weeks? Give it. What is the actual date? What is the timeline?
2 weeks or less.
Did you in any way misread Vladimir Putin?
I'll tell you about that in a month from now or 2 weeks from now. I could answer that question better in 2 weeks. If you can ask that question in 2 weeks.
I'll be making a big decision on the Paris Accord over the next 2 weeks.
Robert De Niro, who's played some of the most iconic tough guys in cinema history, is calling Trump a fake tough guy and a coward. The man who brought Vito Corleone and Travis Bickle to life knows real strength when he sees it, and Trump ain't it. But the expose got even more devastating when De Niro appeared outside Trump's criminal trial at the Manhattan courthouse. Standing before the world's media, with Trump inside facing 34 felony charges, De Niro delivered the truth bomb heard around the world. Donald Trump is a tyrant, De Niro declared. He's a coward.
That seems reasonable.
But if you want to do a joke like he's so fat he needs 2 seats on the Epstein jet, that's going to cost.
Okay. Can I just ask, just for clarity, because it's a pretty good joke, how much would that one cost me?
A couple of fingers, maybe a tooth, and you know how constipated he is.
So is this how things are going to go from now on?
We also got a new motto at the FCC. Sticks and stones may break your bones.
And?
And?
Oh. Well, the rest of that is, but I think, but words can never harm you.
Well, they can harm you now.
But then came the most brutal assessment. As New Yorkers, we tolerated him as just another grubby real estate hustler masquerading as a big shot, a two-bit playboy lying his way into the tabloids. Boom! In one sentence, De Niro exposed what Trump really is. Not a billionaire genius, but a small-time con man who fooled America. A grubby hustler playing dress-up as a success story, a two-bit playboy whose entire image is built on lies.
How about this, L? This is the one my kids would give you. Oh, man, so much outrage. One of Trump's top henchweasels, Homeland Security Advisor Corey Lewandowski, is very angry at the NFL, too. He said it is so shameful that they decided to pick someone who just seems to hate America so much. Yeah, we said the same thing the day after the election. And then he said there are plenty of great bands.
If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted, De Niro warned. And elections, forget about it. That's over. That's done. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave. This wasn't hyperbole. This was Robert De Niro, at 80 years old, standing up and warning America about a wannabe dictator. And the proof? Trump's reaction proved everything De Niro said was true.
Let's make sure you pick the right words. Capiche?
Okay, yeah, I guess I capiche, but I don't think... Oh, it sounds like you got a call there, huh?
Hi, handsome. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President. Okay. You got it, sir. You got it. Bye.
What did he say?
Look, I got to go. A couple of cases of Tylenol fell off a truck, and now I got to figure out how to put autism in them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that sounds tricky. So good luck with that. Yeah.
Did you ever think the president of the United States would be celebrating your unemployment?
I mean, that son of a bitch, you know, is really unbelievable.
Mr. Son of a bitch.
I mean,
Mr. Son of a bitch.
His royal. Yes, yeah, no, I never imagined that we'd ever have a president like this, and I hope we don't ever have another president like this again. I mean, I never imagined I never even imagined there would ever be a situation in which the president of our country was celebrating hundreds of Americans losing their jobs. As somebody who took pleasure in that, that to me is the absolute opposite of what a leader of this country is supposed to be.
Meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel was conducting his own surgical dissection of Trump's criminality and stupidity. When Trump attacked Kimmel and threatened ABC with lawsuits, Kimmel's response was legendary. He brought De Niro back for a devastating sketch that exposed Trump's mob-style tactics. In the sketch, De Niro played Trump's FCC chairman as a literal mobster, threatening free speech and demanding payment for any criticism of Sir Trump. The satire was so on point it hurt, because it wasn't really satire. It was barely exaggerated reality. Speech ain't free no more. We're charging by the word now, De Niro's character growled. You want to say something nice about the president's beautiful, thick yellow hair, how he can do his makeup better than any broad, that's free. But if you want to do a joke like he's so fat he needs 2 seats on the Epstein jet, that's going to cost you.
Let's make sure you pick the right words. Capiche?
Okay, yeah, I guess I capiche, but I don't think... Oh, it sounds like you got a call there, huh?
Hi, handsome. Oh, I mean, I'm sorry, Mr. President. Okay. You got it, sir. You got it. Bye.
What did he say?
Look, I got to go. A couple of cases of Tylenol fell off a truck, and now I got to figure out how to put autism in them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that sounds tricky. So good luck with that. That's supposed to review projects like this, preferably before they happen. It's called the Commission of Fine Arts. Their job is to oversee new federal architecture, or it was anyway. Trump fired all of them. They were supposed to advise the president on matters of design and aesthetics to preserve the dignity of the nation's capital. But this is Trump's idea of dignified aesthetics, so... Now Trump's planning to bring in a new group whose tastes align more with his. He's bringing in the architect from the Cheesecake Factory, Flavor Flav's orthodontist, and the plumber from Cribs to add a chocolate fondue fountain to the Lincoln bathroom. The problem is...
The Epstein joke hit especially hard because it exposed another Trump secret, his connections to the convicted pedophile that he desperately wants everyone to forget. Kimmel and De Niro weren't just making jokes, they were exposing the criminal connections Trump tries to hide. But here's where it gets really interesting. When Trump lost it on Truth Social, raging about Kimmel's show being a major illegal campaign contribution and threatening to sue ABC for millions, he was essentially admitting that comedy and truth-telling are his biggest threats. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings, Trump whined like the pathetic loser he is. Kimmel's response to Trump's meltdown was perfect.
We see it, and there's no other to face a bully. You have to face him and fight it out and back him off and back him down. That's the only way this is going to work. Racist, it's all, I mean, that's what he appeals to. That's what Trump is. Everything is, what you see is what you get. It's not going to change with him. Everything. He's just, the point is we have to keep fighting and pushing until he is out. Period. There's no other way. He's not going to want to leave the White House. What is he facing? He's facing certain things, no matter what the Supreme Court. They're going to find a way to go after him for what he's done, all the awful, monstrous things that he's done.
I talk about Trump more than anything because he's a bully. I don't like bullies. I played the clarinet in high school, okay? So I just don't like him. Donald Trump is an old-fashioned 80s movie-style bully, taking your lunch money, and if you give it to him once, he'll take it again. The clarinet line was genius because it showed Kimmel isn't pretending to be tough. He's just a guy who hates bullies and isn't afraid to stand up to them. Meanwhile, Trump, who dodged the Vietnam draft with fake bone spurs, pretends to be the toughest guy in the room while crying about comedians being mean to him.
We're all devastated by what's going on in our country. I can't tell you how inspiring it was to see millions of people take to the streets. But we have to do much more.
Non-violent soldier of freedom.
At Defiance, you can join a community of courageous people and find out about other peaceful ways to fight back.
Powerful moral force.
Together, we will define leaders who govern by stupidity, corruption, and vengeance. Defy attacks on our fellow Americans because of what they believe or where they came from. Take the next step by going to defiance.org to rescue our country and defy being ruled by a mad king.
But the most devastating exposure came when De Niro spoke outside the courthouse during Trump's criminal trial. With 2 Capitol Police officers who were attacked by Trump's mob on January 6th, De Niro didn't mince words. "That's why I needed to be involved in the new Biden-Harris ad," De Niro explained, "because it shows the violence of Trump and reminds us that he'd use violence against anyone who stands in the way of his megalomania and greed." Officer Michael Fanone, who was nearly killed by Trump supporters, added, "At the end of the day, this election is about Donald Trump and his vision for the office of the President of the United States, not as a public servant who answers to the people who elected him, but as an authoritarian who answers to and serves only himself." This is what Trump couldn't handle.
Beside all that, this is my neighborhood, downtown New York City. I grew up here and feel at home in these streets. I feel comfortable. The Twin Towers fell just over here, just over there. This part of the city was like a ghost town, but we vowed we would not allow terrorists to change our way of life. And we started the Tribeca Festival to bring people back. I love this city. I love this city. I don't want to destroy it. Donald Trump wants to destroy not only the city, but the country, and eventually he could destroy the world. But we vowed we would not allow terrorists. I owe this city a lot. And that's why it's so weird that Donald Trump is just across the street. Because he doesn't belong in my city. I don't know where he belongs, but he surely doesn't belong here.
Real American heroes exposing him as a wannabe dictator who sent a violent mob to overthrow democracy. And when Trump's team tried to respond, they sent out his pathetic spokespersons to call De Niro a washed-up actor. A washed-up actor? Robert De Niro has won 2 Oscars, been nominated for 8, and created some of the most iconic characters in cinema history. Trump's greatest acting achievement was pretending to be a successful businessman on a reality TV show while his businesses were failing. The pattern here is crystal clear. Every time Kimmel or De Niro exposed Trump's crimes, lies, or stupidity, Trump's response proved they were right. A secure, successful person would laugh off celebrity criticism.
We have, I think this might have been the first time he wrote about you. Robert De Niro, a very low IQ individual, has received 2, he spelled 2 wrong, many shots to the head by real boxers in movies. I watched him last night, truly believe he may be punch drunk, and then he says, at the end, he says, "Wake up, Punchy," he says to you. And that's not the only time, and he moved over to Truth Social. Robert De Niro, whose acting talents have greatly diminished with his reputation now shot, must even use a teleprompter for his foul and disgusting language. So disrespectful to our country. Now, in all fairness to the former president, is that true? Do you have to use a teleprompter when speaking about President Trump? Or are you able to just kind of riff on your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's so stupid.
But Trump, he rages, threatens lawsuits, and tries to use government power to silence them. That's not strength. That's the behavior of a guilty man who knows he's been exposed. Remember, this is the same Trump who became the first president in history to be convicted of felonies, 34 of them, was found liable for sexual abuse, was found to have committed business fraud, sent a mob to attack the Capitol, tried to overthrow an election he lost. And when 2 of America's most beloved entertainers called him out on all of it, he completely lost his mind. De Niro's warning about Trump should chill every American to the bone. This buffoon running for president, no, never could happen. We have forgotten the lessons of history that showed us other clowns who weren't taken seriously until they became vicious dictators. With Trump, we have a second chance, and no one is laughing now. He's right. Hitler was considered a clown. Mussolini was mocked as a buffoon. They were underestimated until it was too late. De Niro sees the same pattern with Trump, a ridiculous figure who becomes dangerous when given power. The fact that Trump tried to get Kimmel's show canceled, that he threatens media companies, that he can't handle any criticism, these aren't the actions of a leader, they're the actions of a fragile narcissist who knows his whole image is built on lies. When De Niro said, "I despise Donald Trump because to me he signified the rich white guy in Manhattan that absolutely hated and despised me, my cousins, my friends," he was speaking for millions of Americans who see through Trump's con. Trump isn't a man of the people. He's a silver spoon brat who's never worked an honest day in his life. The most powerful moment came when De Niro, standing outside that courthouse, declared, "If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave." This wasn't speculation. This was based on what we all saw on January 6th. Trump attempting a violent coup to stay in power after losing an election. And Kimmel's contribution? He's been exposing Trump's lies night after night, fact-checking his insane claims, mocking his stupidity, and showing America that the emperor has no clothes. When Trump claimed he sent the military to California to turn on water that was never turned off, Kimmel's response was perfect. This didn't happen, okay? It's not a matter of debate. It didn't happen. That's the power of what Kimmel and De Niro did. They didn't let Trump's lies stand. They called them out, mocked them, and exposed them. And Trump's unhinged reactions proved they hit their target perfectly. Think about what kind of president spends his time fighting with comedians and actors. Think about what kind of leader threatens media companies for allowing jokes about him. Think about what kind of tough guy whines on social media about his bad treatment by entertainers. This is who Trump really is, a pathetic, criminal, wannabe dictator who's so insecure that he can't handle being exposed by a late-night host and an actor, and when they joined forces to expose his crimes, his lies, and his fundamental unfitness for office, he proved everything they said was true by his reaction. Robert De Niro is 80 years old. He doesn't need to do this. He could be relaxing on a beach somewhere, but he's standing up because he sees the danger Trump represents. "This is my country," he said. "This guy wants to destroy it." Jimmy Kimmel could play it safe, do easy comedy, avoid controversy. But night after night, he exposes Trump's lies because someone has to. He's a moron, Kimmel says, but he's a scary one. Together, these two legends expose the truth. Donald Trump is a convicted criminal, a pathological liar, a wannabe dictator, and fundamentally unfit to hold any office. They showed America what New Yorkers always knew, that Trump is a small-time con man playing dress-up as a success, and Trump's response, threatening lawsuits, raging on social media, trying to silence them, that's the response of a guilty man who knows he's been exposed. That's the response of a criminal who can't handle the truth. That's the response of a loser who knows his con is up, the secrets are out, the truth is exposed, and thanks to Jimmy Kimmel and Robert De Niro, America knows exactly who Donald Trump really is, a fucking moron, a criminal, and a danger to democracy. No amount of rage tweeting can change that.